Welcome to the Dude Show podcast, starring Patrick and Chris, with updates from our sexy bosom-blessed newsgirl and commentary from producer Lewis. Clothing is optional for this broadcast, so grab yourself a whatever, sit back, and prepare to eat pie like you're on death row, you son of a bitch. And without further ado, let's fire this motherfucker up.
Woo! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! No. No. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Welcome. Welcome all.
Crowd likes it.
Join us. Another. Okay, Lois. Thank you. How is everyone?
Hot and crabby. How you doing,
You
Patrick?
are a little poopy pants I see over there.
No.
Come
no,
on.
there's no poop in the pants. It's just, yeah, man.
All right, we had a tough start here. For those, go ahead, Lou. What
No poop in the pants, just crab in the crotch.
I am feeling fine and I'm drinking some wine.
That's
All
right.
right.
Summertime, bitches.
It is. It's summer. We're all excited. We're all here. It's 90 degrees in this goddamn apartment. I mean, my mansion.
In 95. What?
For reals, though, McRitchie, how are you?
I'm all right, Patty. How you doing? Good to see you, handsome.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, well,
You're
you
above
know.
Uh-oh, Pat's having a breakdown.
No.
You got something for us?
No. Well, yeah, actually, I
you
do. I want to say
Yeah.
hi to everybody first.
All right,
It's
okay.
rude, man,
Yes,
if I don't say
know.
hi.
It is.
Strainer, how are you?
I'm good. I said I'm knee deep in the wine. I'm feeling fine.
Drinking.
It's summertime.
You that relaxes you, that wine, that vino.
Feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Feel the wine.
Lewis, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
You are doing good. I'm doing good, I guess. As you know. As you know. Lewis, would you mind playing some somber music? I have a tale to tell.
Yes. Let me.
As you know, recently I had a few losses in my life. Ostrander, do you remember I talked about this?
Yeah, your grandmother.
No. My Emerson
The wine
electric-
opener.
opener.
Yeah, there is the wine opener.
My Grammy died too. She died last month. That's right, Grammy died. But that electric wine opener, that was a great loss in my life. But I bought another one at Target.
Replaceable.
Well, there's been another loss.
Oh, no.
I am sad to report that Uncle Barry has passed. We've talked about him on the podcast, have we not?
I believe we have talked about Uncle Barry.
It's a true loss because Uncle Barry taught me there is no line you couldn't cross if it meant chopping down your family members.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The key to comedy.
Well, yes. And Uncle Barry gave it as good as he took it. One of my favorite memories of Uncle Barry was as a small child, we'd have a Sunday dinner. And we'd all sit around there, that family, with no emotional feelings or nerve endings. Plates would be put in front of us, and Barry would take a bite and then announce to the table, "Who made this swill?"
All right.
To which young Patrick would fall underneath the table with laughter.
What a bastard.
Yeah. What an ingrate.
I loved it.
What a guy.
Well, in later years, his wife left him. And all the other family members never missed an opportunity to remind Uncle Barry that he'd probably die alone. He was fat, and the reason his wife left him was his fault.
All right.
They said he'd die alone, and I will say, Uncle Barry, you kind of beat that one on a technicality.
How so?
Well, he was probably didn't see a vagina for the better part of a quarter century. When they pulled the plug on him last week, he was surrounded by family.
By nurses.
And nurses.
So technically, he did not die alone.
No.
Uncle Barry, I hope this stirring, moving tribute to your life. I hope you can hear me up there in the clouds. I love you, buddy. Thanks for the laughs. And thanks for that time when I was 6 and you ate a spider off your shoulder.
Oh, cool memories.
That's gross.
God bless you, Barry.
I actually thought the loss that you were going to be talking about, I thought like that thing that you and D-Rock bought across the street at Rite Aid at 3 in the morning a couple years ago. Might
What?
have gone on the fritz.
the vibrator?
The marital aid. You guys ran out.
The toilet?
I thought you were staying with the electronics theme.
No, not that vibrator that we bought for a hooker.
Was she at your house?
Not this house,
No.
but at a house. Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yes, we ran the battery. What we found out later was her dildo was functioning, but it ran out of batteries.
What?
And it turns out they actually sell dildos.
That's
at
why I
Rite Aid.
like plug-ins. I mean, plug it into the wall and just keep on
Yeah.
going. The
mean
old-fashioned plug-in.
to recharge it.
No, just they had the old ones had a cord on it. You could like it was like walking around with a tampon with a long string, but it kept on going.
All right, now, guys, I do want to only because some of the family listens to the podcast now, and one person in particular, Jimmy Dell. I've mentioned him. My stepfather,
Yes.
who listens, he actually likes to give advice on what the topic should be. now.
Really?
Yes.
He is giving input.
He is. And what he
Yeah.
doesn't know is that every time I talk to him, I actually record our conversations.
Thank you, Uncle Jimmy.
That is a
Can we hear
federal
one now?
federal
Oh, yes.
offense.
So get this. So Uncle Barry died a couple weeks ago.
Yes, it did.
And so I find this out. Turns out Uncle Barry had a cat, a very fat cat. So when my mom tells me Uncle Barry crapped the bed, she said, yeah, he had a cat. And then his daughter, Cara, my cousin, she finally picked it up today and brought it to the shelter. Now, I heard this, and then Mom and I wrapped up the conversation, and then I slept on it. And then I realized, no, I am an animal lover. And this family, although they have no nerve endings, I will not stop until that cat gets saved. So I called Uncle Jimmy, and Louis, you have the recording. Would you mind playing at least the first little bit of this? And let's hear what it went down.
Hello?
Jimmy Dell,
Yeah.
how are you?
Very good. What's happening with you?
All right, Jimmy, I slept on this.
Yeah.
All right, so Uncle Barry's dead. And the cat, I understand Mom said the cat that he had got brought to the shelter by that daughter of his, Cara.
Yes.
All right. You guys got to go to that shelter and get that cat.
You gotta go to the shelter and get the cat?
Yeah, you got to get the cat. They're going to put the cat down. I talked to someone who works as a vet. They said when you bring the cat in and said the owner died, they put the cat in the gas chamber. Now, stop the tape.
Yeah, well,
Now, this is true. If an owner brings in a cat, I hate to bring this down in the pod, we'd like to laugh here. They put the fucking cat down. Those are the first animals to be put down if the owner comes in
Yeah.
and says, I don't want it anymore. Get rid of this fucking thing. Now, there's a twist to this story. Do you have any, what were you going to say, something on that? I'm right, am I not?
No, you're totally right. And one of my pet peeves, literally a pet peeve, is when someone on Facebook goes, "Oh, I'm dating someone, but he's allergic. Now I got to give up my cat that's 8 years old." Or someone's like, "I'm moving to Europe. It's so exciting, and my cat of 15 years has to be given up." It's like you just can't give up a cat that nobody wants at 8 and 15 years old.
Unless
They're
you
old.
have no feelings, then you can.
It's rude.
Apparently, there's some people on the planet that can do this. Hit the tape.
this is what Gary got this cat from an adoption center. Okay? You know, like a shelter, it's an adoption place.
Good. Good.
And they called up the adoption place and said that he had died. And they they don't want the cat to be put to sleep. Can they bring it back to be adopted again?
All right. And they said yes. Bring the cat back. We'll place
All right.
the fucking cat.
With a wink and a nod.
How old was this cat?
Unclear. Unclear.
You can't tell. You got to cut them open. Count,
No,
count,
you
the,
know, like,
count the fur rings.
You know, Uncle Barry had the cat for 6 years.
Erroneous.
Now, I just want to play one more tape of this. Something else comes to light in this tape that really kind of sums up where I come from and my family. Okay. Now, Barry's been dead. I didn't know this, but he's been dead for about a month. This call was made just a few days ago.
Okay.
Louis, play the tape, and let's see where Barry is now that his body has been dead for a month. All right.
That's the word. That's the word I got.
All right, but who did you get that word from? I just want to make sure and be clear on the source here of this information.
Well, I got it from when Chad said it to Tom.
All right, now,
Now,
We're talking about a bunch of nitwits here, but
Nitwits.
a bunch of nitwits.
A way
And
underused
also,
word.
I want to say, I don't want to, incriminate anybody, but Chad and Carr, their dad's been dead for a month, and they've been cashing his Social Security checks. Am I correct with that information?
you're correct, Ian.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, what?
All right. My uncle's
That's
been dead.
illegal.
I'm pretty sure in at least 50 states.
But it's not illegal in Florida and apparently we're in Boston or whatever.
I think
Can
so.
you? Okay.
I think so is
Mass.
recording people without their knowledge.
Jimmy'd be okay on that. Okay.
Okay.
Do you get where I came from? Losers. All right. Now, I'm not going to play the rest of this tape, but I later found out my uncle's body is still lying dead in a funeral home because they haven't paid for him to be taken out of there and put into a fucking box and buried. They are cashing his Social Security checks.
Wow.
I did a podcast on that about these two people. His children are cashing a check and not paying for their own father to be taken out, and then they take his cat and put it in a shelter.
If you're going to cash the check, at least keep the cat and feed it out of respect for Uncle Barry.
Okay, now hearing this conversation and hearing this, do you understand more about me now?
No, I'm just sad.
I agree. It's just sad. I don't.
It's kind of cool, Pat. You've got like characters in your family. We've whitewashed.
Oh, is that what you call
We've
them?
whitewashed some families so much that there isn't like the crazy uncle that's drunk and touches you too much. Like I like that you have these people that cash checks and like give away cats and like move in his house. It's just there's some flavor.
It's
Still keeping it real.
It's a shocker that I am who I am. Is it not? I came from this.
Well, a lot of people overcome to overcompensate.
Not a lot. I'm the only one out of these people. I mean, honestly, Chris, can you believe this?
Yes, I can. I'm not shocked. But
You're not?
No, I'm not. That's how people do back there. That's why you moved 3,000 miles away.
Where's the cat?
Get away from that.
Where's the cat?
I'll check on that. They said they were going to check on the cat.
The cat's dead. It's been a
No.
month?
No,
Cat's dead.
no, that conversation was a couple days ago.
Okay, the cat's dead.
Okay.
Lewis,
Yeah, but when was his original conversation with the cat drop-off?
that's why I asked. They said, "Would you
The
hear?" And
cat
he goes,
drop?
"Well, those two nitwits." That was Jimmy Dell. Can you fucking believe this? Oh, it's so depressing.
It's pretty
Well,
sad.
let me ask you this: what's worse, somebody that dies and drops off the cat, or these people on Facebook that have 12-year-old animals and start a Kickstarter to have surgery on their dogs, and then they get their friends with no money to give them like $5,000 for dog surgery, and the dog dies 2 weeks later? What's worse?
I haven't heard of that. That's sad.
Oh, that happens.
That's a tough one. It's like at what point, like
It is.
like are you prolonging the pain and suffering of your animal?
Exactly.
Like at this point, the cat is helpless and it has nowhere to go. But in the other one, it's like it's pain. Like if you can't afford it, you can't afford it.
Exactly.
Well, Lewis and I have a dog, and I always say, what is the price of that dog? What is the value? Because if we took Roxy to the vet and they were like, she needs something for $500,
Down, Rox.
okay, we're going to do it. But
Yeah.
if they said to us it's $5,000, we'd have to go,
Yeah.
we'd have to weigh what is the price?
They
What is
say you
value?
can't put a price on love for your pet, but yes, you can.
I'm
Yes,
not
you
going to
can.
go to Kickstarter and have
No.
my friends pay for my pet.
Exactly.
Pet debt is what that's
Pet
called.
debt, exactly. I believe the price on my cat is 2 G's. 2 G's and Hirsch's down
That's
the
what
road.
I said,
I think it's
2,500 on
reasonable.
Spider.
2 G's and that's pushing it. It depends on the day. It's between $1,000 and $2,000.
Mine's $5. I told my dog Spot, who
Dollars?
has farted this podcast up. He looks like a toy from the land of nowhere. Stuffing coming out of him. He'll be dead in a couple years, or maybe 6 months. But $5,000. That's it. The minute the vet says 5,001, put him down.
Excuse me, doctor. Is that pre-tax or post-tax?
Why does it matter? Well, because I kind of need to know.
Everyone's got their number.
Is this
They do.
negotiable?
I kind of. Are you guys thoroughly depressed by
A
this?
little
topic?
bit. I need to be cheered up now.
Speaking
It's,
of Spot,
Spot farted. I'm sorry about that. All right, kids. Well, we're going to move it on. I'm sorry we depressed you, but I want you to open up that window and let you see a little more insight into my life. And I like to share this with people.
R.I.P. Uncle Barry.
wah,
R.I.P.
wah,
R.I.P.
wah.
Uncle Barry. What do you want to do? We got a couple segments here. What do you want to do?
Let's hear from the ladies.
You want to hear from the ladies? We got a new segment. right?
Finally.
Got a new segment?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
It's a woman's perspective.
Well, recently I was 2 glasses deep into a nice bottle of Pinot Grigio when a girlfriend blurted out that she'd walked in on her man masturbating. She was shocked and hurt and offended. Well, I have to say, in any long-term relationship or cohabitating relationship, it's eventually bound to happen, right? You either wake up in the middle of the night to a weird, repetitive sheet noise, and you look over to see a sheet ghost dancing, or you walk in on your partner mid-jerk session, pants around his ankles, knee-deep in a porn video or magazine. Well, you know...
Or his phone.
When caught, the look on a guy's face is usually worth the price of admission, but to some women, this can come as a real shock. They can feel hurt, cheated on, and inadequate. Aren't I enough, honey? Don't I turn you on? Look, ladies and gentlemen, don't take it personally. Maybe your guy has a high sex drive and doesn't want to always ask for sex, or maybe he's horny and just wants an orgasm without having the pressure to deal with getting another person off, or dropping hints, or rubbing backs only to be rejected because you're too tired. So, ladies, the way I see it is we've got 4 options when he's playing the 5-fingered flute.
Oh.
Number 1, you know, a good laugh. Isn't sex kind of weird anyway? The faces you make, the slumped over shrimpy posture. It's better to break the ice than break his balls. So give out a good laugh. The second option is to shut that shit down. But if you're in a good place with your partner, you never want to shame them for expressing their natural sexual urges. Number 3, ignore it. Hey, this ain't your first trip to the rodeo. I mean, me personally, I like coffee in the morning, but sometimes your guy likes to wake and shake. Stop, roll your eyes, and keep on walking. Believe me, this may stop them. The last option is offer to lend a hand. And I'm not talking literally. Perhaps the sight or the sound of your partner is in the throes of self-pleasure is a major turn-on. Well, you know what? Fucking congratulations. Offer to join in, or you could watch, or offer some old-fashioned enthusiastic sideline support like, yeah, baby, that's so hot. You're so huge. Let me tell you, that works wonders. So next time you catch your guy in line at the self-serve Dairy Queen, stop your whining. Quit the negative thinking. Don't I turn you on? Aren't I enough? Guess what? No, you're not. You're never enough, and you never will be. They're guys, after all. So just get over it, or get on board, so to speak. I promise you won't regret it, and neither will he.
Ah.
That was a woman's perspective.
And I have to say, Ostrander, that was well done. I like the 4 options. I prefer number 3. Can you please just close the door gently, or roll over and do a fake snore?
Ignore? You like the ignore?
I would. It's a little awkward. You coming in all day from the office, from the insurance office. I'm hunkered over the sink in the bathroom, beating off with my iPad, smushed up against the backsplash. You walk in and then offer to finish me off. First off, I didn't hear the door of you creaking coming in, and then all of a sudden you're standing in the doorway. It's a little weird for you to offer a hand there. I'm just saying, I'd say ignore if I was given the option.
Ignore.
Yes.
Just creep away like a cartoon character going,
I actually walked in on a roommate coming. He had reached orgasm as I was walking by in a sink.
Was that Scraps?
In a sink?
It was a guy named Corby.
Oh, wow.
You know what I drop in a sink and pick back up? A contact, a toothbrush. I can't tell you what I drop in a sink and pick up.
Just so everyone knows, the names have all been changed to protect the innocent.
No, they haven't.
Because nobody in the world is named Corby.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Yeah.
Listen, I purposely avoided all the kind of slang and funny terms for masturbation in this, but I came across a few in trying to decide what my options were, and I've never heard this. Pulling the baloney pony.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
Burping the worm. That is just grossest visual. And then dating Miss Michigan. Someone said think geographically.
Releasing the yogurt cannon.
Yeah.
So
Michigan is in the shape of a hand.
Weaking the Weasel on there?
Fuck yeah.
I mean, I've heard a lot of them, but those were just kind of gross.
Wake and Shake out of Chuck out of the group.
The Wake and Shake.
How about the explosion of population paste? Yeah. Those are pretty good. Now, peeps, we rarely do this, but we are going to take a break to set up because D-Rock's going to be here, and we need to turn on the air conditioning.
Yes.
We'll be back in just a minute.
We're so hot.
All right. Thank you, dear. All right, so Producer Lewis, what do you want to do?
I say we get right to a game.
Let's do it. The new game that's blowing up the nation. 5 questions. Lewis, you have an intro for this?
It's time for 5 questions.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's hit it. We got Ostrander versus McRitchie.
Boo.
Oh, yeah.
What?
All right, look.
Yay!
I was booing myself.
D-Rock, shut up. D-Rock's here too. D-Rock, you can play too, but we play these games real quick. All right, so let's.
Is that why it's 5 questions instead of 6?
Correct. That's why it is. All right, so you ready?
Let's do it.
First question. Hit it, Lou.
1 second.
So sorry. We're falling apart.
Demands.
Depends.
First question, begin.
All right.
Boom. What's worse, In-N-Out's burgers, fries, or a hot dog at 7-Eleven? McRitchie, I need an answer.
Hot dog at 7-Eleven.
A hot dog at 7-Eleven. All right, Ostrander, what say you? A hot dog at
Listen,
7-Eleven, working on that rotisserie, burning in the midnight soil.
No,
man.
nothing is better at 2 a.m. when you're completely like drunk to absorb all the alcohol as a hot dog from 7-Eleven. Those fries, I love In-N-Out, but those fries are like shoestrings, dry, leathery, and gross.
All right, that's your answer, dear. And D-Rock, a 7-Eleven dog or that In-N-Out burger french fry?
A 7-Eleven dog is way worse. It's probably been on there for about a week.
Now, you won't stock an In-N-Out. You're always talking how much you love that fucking place. All right, well, we have an answer. Let's move this right. Let's go. So, Lou, what is the answer? Is it...
The answer is...
What's worse?
In-N-Out fries.
Yes, they are the worst. They taste like potato sticks. They're so... D-Rock, you're wrong. They are so gross there.
Here's the trick, Patty. You got to ask for them well done. Then they're crunchy.
Then they're even more like they're like veggie sticks.
Dude,
they're disgusting.
Yeah, they're like veggie sticks.
We could keep going on, but guess what?
We
It's
could.
time for question number 2.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
right.
hit it. What food group causes the worst gas? Mexican food or Thai? D-Rock, you're up.
I'm going to have to go with Thai on this one.
You like the pad Thai, don't you?
I love the pad Thai, but my stomach does not like the pad Thai.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's your
Give
answer.
some gassy.
Ostrander, do you like that peanut sauce that they put on the Thai, or do you like that salsa stuff that they put on that?
Listen, my number one answer would be Indian, but I'm going to go with the Thai, baby.
Actually,
the Thai don't lie.
That is true. Indian food does give a lot of
It
gas.
doesn't
Ask
give
my
you gas,
girlfriend.
It just makes you crap your pants.
Oh, and shit it up big time. McRitchie, what say you? Do you eat Thai a lot?
They're 2 of my favorites. I do. I eat Thai and Mexican.
What do you eat? What's your food that you eat?
What's my food? I don't know. That boiling pot of soup, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know.
I have no
my,
idea.
My girl orders that. I just
Pho?
say, what do you want? What? I don't know. No, it's not pho.
Babe,
It's
that's
some sort of
Vietnamese.
like that coconut soup.
Tom Kha
It's real good. Yeah, the Tom Kha.
Tom Kim
Like
Kai.
this, the some young guy soup.
What do you order with the Mexican food?
I'm usually a some sort of like enchilada suiza type thing. Very
Like
tasty with
the
the
sauce.
avocado. They're both foods produce gas in a different way. The Thai's a little more mellow. It's a little more stomach burning. It's got a little mellower flavor when it comes out the back end.
Which
The
is
Mexican-
a fruit that makes you toot.
It is. Mexican, that's just straight up offensive. Like, depending on the salsa, depending if there's cilantro or garlic in there, that you'll blow out your house for a whole day. So I say Mexican.
All right, well, the answers are in, Lewis, and the answer is it Mexican food or Thai food that is the food that causes the most farts?
Muy, muy caliente. Mexican.
That's right, it is. And let me tell you why. I learned this on my own. While I was dating and single, I had to stop going to Mexican food places on dates because when we'd come back here with the little lady, I'd have diarrhea.
We could fill a full night with Pat's toot stories, but let's keep it moving.
You bet. You betcha. Okay, number 3. In Roman times at the Colosseum, who would be your best bet as a challenger in a fight to the death? We're talking swords here. Kim Kardashian or Caitlyn Kardashian? No, Jenner. That's right, that gay guy.
Caitlin's keeping his junk. and
Ostrander,
dating
it's
women.
you're
I don't
up.
think he's gay.
First of all, I'd choose Russell Crowe. But
Not an option.
Wait, you're so you're totally obliterating the transgender terminology. It's
Sorry.
Caitlyn Jenner,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Right.
Okay.
Sorry.
She would win.
Uncle Jimmy, you care about this? Caitlyn would win.
Yes.
All right, we got one for him. All right. No.
So this is Caitlyn versus Kim.
No. It's you fighting. You get to
Oh.
pick one of them.
Oh.
Who would win? I said in Roman times, who would be your best bet as a challenger?
Oh, so
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Oh, you're gonna
I
change
was
your
drinking.
answer?
I was drinking.
All right, you're gonna fight Bruce Jenner. Or you're gonna fight that fat ass Armenian
I'm
gypsy.
still gonna fight.
No one's
Caitlyn.
fighting Bruce because Caitlyn's in the
I'm
ring.
still fighting Caitlyn because the bitch is gonna wear heels, and I want to see it go down.
All right, McRitchie, what say you, sir?
well, if I want to win, I'm fighting Kim. I mean,
You wanna win.
Caitlyn's 65, but she was one of the best athletes in the world a time ago.
True that.
Out there golfing, doing. I mean, she's a girl on a mission these days. I wouldn't want to tangle any part of that.
So,
But
Kim,
but having seen Kim video, I don't think she really puts out a lot of energy or effort in anything. I think she'd be pretty easy to knock over. That's all I'm saying.
So you'd say you'd rather fight Kim Kardashian?
I think it would be an easy win. I think it'd be an easy win.
All right, there you go, Chris and D-Rock. What's your answer?
I'd rather fuck Kim Kardashian.
No.
I mean, fight Kim Kardashian.
All right, the answers are
Final
in.
answer.
And the final answer is Lou Dog.
You know you can't go wrong when you fighting KK. KK is gonna go down.
Absolutely. No music for that, Lou?
No.
Oh. And
you
let
have
me
any
tell
Ray
you
J?
why. Caitlyn Jenner is still an athlete.
Oh yeah.
That muscle motor skills, even 30 years in, he would still chop your head off with a sword, I believe. The
Oh,
man
yeah.
was very good with a javelin. I was just looking at some footage during that interview with Diane Sawyer.
Yes.
All right, you ready to move on here, doggy?
Let's do it.
All right. What artist's music has not stood the test of time? McRitchie. Michael Jackson or Duran Duran? The music that has not stood the test of time.
It depends on the record. I would say overall.
Oh, no. I throw a little wrinkle in here. Let's look on iTunes and see the song that shows up as their #1 choice. This one.
Uh-huh.
Well, you
I
choose
love this
number
song.
one.
It's a great
Same
song.
thing.
But
Or, that's okay. That's good. These both show up as #1 as their songs that if you didn't know both these artists and you're listening now, which one has stood the test of time, please?
well, I would prefer the Duran Duran, but I think the answer probably is Michael Jackson. Smooth Criminal.
Okay, there you go. Ostrander, do you have an opinion?
Yeah, it's so funny because I watched a Duran Duran video. I Googled their videos. They're having a resurgence, and I think they were underappreciated for their time. They were kind of like the first boy band, if you will. So I'm going to say Duran Duran.
Duran Duran?
Yeah,
All right.
I mean, everyone loves Michael, but if you really listen to that song, as opposed to the other one, I think Duran Duran has it hands down.
There you go. D-Rock, you're in the music biz. What say you? Whose music has not stood the test of time? I like this song, actually.
I love this song.
Not stood the test of time. What artist's music has not stood the test of time? Duran Duran.
Duran's has not stood the test of time. Michael Jackson's has stood the test of time.
All right. Well, Lewis.
I just have to clarify, Christine. You were saying that Duran Duran has not stood the test of time.
No,
or?
they have. I think they have, and I think they're ready for a resurgence.
So
Well,
Michael is the one that has not stood the test of time for you. And
Not that song.
And Duran Duran for you, not stood the test of time.
Yes.
Price Waterhouse is having. What's the?
Can we get an
Deloitte
intern in
and
here?
Touche.
Deloitte and Touche.
Can we get some more double negative?
Can we get a little more
Yes.
Deloitte? I'd like a
Yes,
little more Deloitte and
exactly.
a little less Touche, please.
My life is double negative.
Oh, I like both artists.
Do you want to hear the one that has not stood the test of
Yes, I
time?
would. I disagree. Michael Jackson sounds like disco music to me now.
Yeah.
This still sounds cool. And by the way, although Michael Jackson, turn that down a little bit, will you? Although Michael Jackson is more famous than these guys, I
Yeah.
think that these guys get played on the radio way more, don't they?
93.1.
Don't they?
What the hell stations are you listening to?
D-Rock, what are you talking about?
Listen, you could
Wait,
go on and
when was the
on.
last time you heard of Michael? All right.
It's the station
Quite
that
often.
you listen to. He gets played a lot more on the radio.
Michael
worldwide.
Jackson does.
Worldwide than Duran Duran.
What song?
Michael Jackson gets played a lot more on the radio. He did.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, but we're talking about these two songs.
And Smooth Criminal is huge.
All
It gets
right.
played
I've
in
never heard.
Japan, it's
In the
one of
summer,
biggest
we're going to
things.
hear Duran Duran. We're not going to hear Smooth Criminal.
Agreed. The last question. 5
Bring
questions.
it.
Here.
Wait, what was the right answer?
Duran
Oh,
Duran?
that sucks.
All right. Are you listening to the show, Ostrander? All right. What's more overrated? Louis C.K.'s comedy. Or
Even say his name.
Louis C.K.
Yeah.
What an obnoxious name, by the
No,
way.
I love him.
Oh,
You watch your
please.
mouth.
His comedy or Sofia Coppola's movies. What's more overrated?
Oh wow, that is a question. I don't want to go first. That's
All right.
just
All right, who's
D-Rock.
up? D-Rock,
I'm
come on.
nominating D-Rock for that.
That's a tough
That's a lot of win from both sides of the world. That's what that is.
Great.
Ooh.
What's more overrated?
Yep. Like people blowing smoke up people's ass. Like, have you heard Louis C.K.'s comedies?
A lot of talking, not a whole lot of answering.
All right.
I think it's Sophia Copeland's movies.
She did what
He
movies?
couldn't even say her name.
She did. What's that movie?
What, that Virgin Suicide?
Virgin Suicide. What was the one
She
after with
also
Bill
did
Murray?
Marie Antoinette. She also did.
What's the one with Bill Murray?
Lost in Translation.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
No.
I do like that movie.
Who told you to say that?
Oh, I know what the answer is now because you're the jury.
No, that's not true at all.
You're up.
Yeah.
No. Let's
She
try
just
it.
said, what is it?
Wait, what are the choices
What-
again?
yeah. What's more overrated? Sophia Coppola's
A Happy
movies.
Meal or chicken McNuggets? What would you like? Thank you. Drive through.
Thank you,
Oh my
drive,
God.
bro.
Thank
Come
you.
on, God. Louis C.K.'s comedy or Sophia Coppola movies? What's more overrated?
This is a tough one because it's so subjective and they're totally two different genres. So it's kind of hard. It's like apples and oranges,
Okay.
literally.
They're both
Would you
full,
agree
of,
with
full
that?
of fucking air.
No, I know where Pat's going with this. and
Quit
they're they're-
filibustering.
yes.
Listen, I think that because of the nepotism, Sofia Coppola's films have gotten more acclaim than, say, Jill Brown's films. And
I just saw 8 of her films
so
yesterday.
I would say that she's more than Louis C.K. I think Louis C.K. is better.
He's better. Okay.
He's better or more overrated?
He's better. She's more overrated.
She's more overrated. Okay.
She's more
McRitchie, quit filibustering. What do you have to say here?
I've been waiting my turn. That's not filibustering, Patrick.
All right.
I appreciate this question. There's a lot of hot air on both sides. I'm subjected to that goddamn Louis show every week. I have to watch that joyless. And let me roll it back a few feet because I love Pootie Tang. Like Louis C.K. directed Pootie Tang. That movie's great.
I think he wrote
I
it.
think his stand up is funny. That show
Stand-up
it's I don't it's like it's a less enthusiastic Curb Your Enthusiasm. That man has no joy. That being said, he is funny at times. He does hit some notes. Sofia Coppola is more overrated. Is definitely more
That's your
overrated.
answer. And D-Rock, we got your answer, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Sophia across the board.
Is overrated.
No, I'm saying that's what everyone has answered.
And what's the
Sophia-
answer, dude?
Well, I'm going to say that everyone is partially correct. Everyone gets a point. Had you hit it right on the head, you would have said Louis C.K. and Sophia are
They're
equally
both suck.
overrated.
Trick
It's
question.
a tie.
I don't
Trick
believe that.
question.
No, they're
They're
both
they're
both terrible.
both very talented.
I'm
I
sick-
don't agree with you at all.
No,
Pat.
they're both.
I kind of lean
Me,
towards that
I
they were
don't
both
write
of the
this
same
stuff.
sides.
Well, you
So
chose
give me,
it.
Give
I
me
think-
both points.
Very talented.
Who won?
Ladies and gentlemen, with a final score of Christine Ostrander with 2 points, D-Rock with a total of 3 points,
Fuck that.
and McRitchie with a grand total of 4 points. He is the winner!
Put it on the board. Put it on the board. Ah.
Well,
Give
you
me
know
the
what?
digits.
I'll tell you what, dude. McRitchie's on fire right now because it's his time to shine.
Yes, it is.
And shine I will, just like my head. Everybody take a drink. Not that. All right, here we
McRitchie,
are. This
what do you
week,
got today?
the last movie I saw was a film called Spy, It was written and directed by Paul Feig, or Feig. I'm not sure how you say his last. Could be Feig, could be Feig.
It's Feig.
He directed Bridesmaids fame. He directed Bridesmaids. He directed The Heat. Stars Melissa McCarthy, Jason Statham, Rose Byrne, Miranda Hart, Bobby Cannavale, blah blah blah. Jude Law.
All right.
So it's basically Jude Law is the super spy. Melissa McCarthy works at the CIA. He kind of has like a Google Glass thing going on where like he's doing spy shit, and she's his eyes and ears. She like directs him from underground. Something happens. She gets her time in the spotlight, and the chubby wallflower at the CIA actually gets to go out in the field and do some work, and hijinks ensue. It's pretty good. It's fun. It's funny.
No, Chris.
Yes.
I saw the trailer for this.
Yes.
It looked terrible. They did not do a good job marketing this job as far as a trailer. Hold on.
I didn't say anything. Go on.
No, I see the eyes in this room. Okay, they had the fat chick falling off the bike, the fat chick rolling over the hood of a car and falling down.
There's a lot of that.
She's done that in 18 of her last
It's what she
movies.
does.
Okay, so I said no go from me. Then I went on Rotten Tomatoes and saw this motherfucker had a 95 score with the critics.
That's crazy. I would have given it probably a 7.5, 75. I don't know if I would have given it a 95. It had some funny moments. I do find Melissa McCarthy charming. She's funny. But she is Paul Feig's muse.
Lewis, what are you playing?
This is spy music.
It's empowering. She gets to do her thing and, discovers herself along the way that she can actually do these spy type things.
Now, Chris, does this movie have heart?
Yes, it does have heart.
Okay.
Yes.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Now
that's a different movie.
This is a comedy, yes?
It is a comedy.
All right. Better or worse than Caddyshack?
Nothing compares to Caddyshack.
All right. Better or worse than Old School?
No, it's
Chris.
it's worse than Old School. It's worse than Old School.
All right. I saw.
Old School isn't my favorite movie.
All right. How about Wedding Crashers?
No, God, no.
There it is.
Yeah,
that's the tipping point.
Yeah, you hit me. No.
So, Chris, your grandmother is an avid. She likes to see movies. Would you recommend this movie for Grammy?
My grandmother. What? Both of them are dead. They're watching movies in heaven. What are you talking about?
Well, the last movie.
No, actually, this is thank you. That was awkward. No, this is definitely safe for your septuagenarian parents to watch. It's charming. Right. There's not a lot of like, I don't know, naked dick in it or anything.
AKA Grammy could get down.
Yeah.
All right. So you'd recommend it?
I would.
Will you see it 3 more times?
No, I will not. When it comes on the Hobo channel, I'll watch it again. But I'm not gonna pay-per-view it or anything like that.
All right, Chris, I'm gonna watch this movie. I'm gonna be very mad at you.
It's no Interstellar.
I can already tell you I'm not gonna like it.
We differ from time to time.
I saw Bridesmaids. I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, it's got some good moments.
It's
got some good moments. Come on, when that girl's crapping in the sink, that's funny.
That was Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy. Yeah,
sweating and crapping in the sink. That was hilarious.
She's Paul Feig's muse. Like he made this movie for her to like make her look good and powerful and strong woman stuff. It's good.
All right. Well, Chris.
Yes.
We have a 7 out of 10. That's pretty
I'd give it a 7,
a good
a solid 7
there. All right. So, Chris, we mentioned Caddyshack. We are going to need a quote from Caddyshack to get you out of this segment, buddy. Hit it.
Oh God, you always put me on the. Oh, I noticed how you don't keep score. Well, how do you compare yourself to the golfers? By height.
And there it was.
There it was.
Thank you. Ostrander, you have something for us.
Yes, I do. I always
We
do.
have a theme song for everything here.
The news show. Prepare to be informed, because our news girl is down for almost anything.
Including anal.
Apparently.
Hey,
That's what it used to say. That's what it used to say. What happened to that?
It said except anal.
We're going to get a new one. Except anal.
Bethany didn't like that.
No.
Oh, you know what I like? I like Uber. Do we like Uber? Is
Yes,
that all
we do.
use?
I took Uber on the way over here tonight. It was
When is
kind
the
of
last
Mr.
time?
Uber's wild ride a little bit.
Uber alles.
A little bit.
When is the last time we took a cab? Except for Lewis's and my cab ride that was crazy that one night when the guy almost crashed on the curb.
Well, that's probably why you won't use it again.
Well, anyway, former Hole lead singer Courtney Love was caught in the crosshairs of violence and protests, which have broken out in Paris this week as angry French taxi drivers disrupted traffic and access to airports near Paris to protest the U.S. online ride service Uber. It's called Uber Pop in Europe. Of course, everything with a pop at the end. The Uber Pop app was ruled illegal by the French government last year, but the company hasn't yet exhausted all resources. Cabbies say Uber threatens their jobs and takes away customers, of course, from their licensed cab companies. Police had to quell riots and protests while people overturned cars and lit them on fire. Apparently, Courtney Love was caught in an ambush when her Uber car she had taken was being egged and beaten with metal bats.
Oh,
Yikes.
she is an Uber Beach.
Get to her, man.
Love, who said her car had been attacked after leaving the airport, later tweeted that she had gotten out after being held hostage for an hour thanks to 2 motorcycle riders. Who takes Uber when they know there's protests in Paris?
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my life.
I don't think Courtney was aware.
And why is she taking an Uber and not a
Car service.
Yeah.
car service?
Because she's not getting that documentary money.
I like the Uber guys, and I'll tell you why. It's free enterprise. It's you own a fucking car. If you want to drive people around and get money for it, you should fucking do it. The French, by the way, are I thought the coolest people. They make love during the day. They take 4-hour lunches. They eat heavy fat-filled desserts and never get fat. They are cool. And the fact that they will not allow this in and they're lighting cars on fire, they are the problem. They are the terrorists. And what? Go ahead.
You can't call them terrorists, especially after what they suffered.
You can't call a person who hasn't showered in
suis-
5 days wearing a wife beater with stinky pits a terrorist.
True.
Smelly pirate.
Yes. A smelly French cab driver.
That's my opinion on that. And then my second opinion is Courtney Love. I've gone back and forth for many years on whether or not
to
I
hate,
would
love
love
to
to have.
hate.
No, I hate her music. Although Chris loves that song Malibu.
I did.
Yes.
But
I like
hit that
Cole.
up, man. I like that song too. And then I look at her and I go, would I have sex with her? Okay. 'Cause-
Now or then?
Well, all right. Let's put it 1998. Post the People vs. Larry Flint. She'd reeled herself in a little bit with the drugs.
For a moment.
Looking good there, a little hot. I like those blondes with the big boobies. And now, of course, no. Absolutely not. Beaten down, drug-addled.
She's always been drug-addled. She has a foot for a face.
What about when she used to
foot?
dance at Jumbo's? Would you have done her then?
She was probably super hot
yeah.
then.
Yeah, I would have. Yep, that would have been the heroin version,
Yeah,
right?
just push
No,
her
no,
on
I-
bruises. It'll be
I think
nice.
that was the Jack in the Box version. I think she was a little
Because
chubby.
she was in that movie about Sid Barrett.
Sid Vicious.
Okay.
Sid Vicious. Not Sid Barrett.
Do you guys remember the song?
Yeah.
I like this
It's on
song.
my iPod, man.
Christine, let's let it lead you into your next story.
Sorry.
You know what? Speaking of beaten,
Yeah.
my iPad just-
Lewis, this next song's about child abuse.
You guys, speaking of beaten, a Southern California woman has been charged with beating her boyfriend to death with canned food. Honey, what's for dinner? Prosecutors on Thursday filed a murder charge against 59-year-old Linda Jackson of Los Angeles. She was jailed. It's unclear whether she obtained an attorney. KNBC says Jackson is charged with striking her 59-year-old boyfriend, David Ruiz, in the head with a can of peas and a can of carrots and a can of chicken broth on Tuesday at her home.
Were they separate cans or were they in a
It sounds like
pillowcase?
it sounds like it's 3. I think it's 3 strikes. You know what? If convicted, she could face life. Oh, come on! In a state prison, life for canned crushing.
Killed him.
Oh, I guess. Sorry.
Life?
Doesn't matter what you kill him with.
Yeah.
Killed him.
Maybe he
She
deserved
killed him
it.
and made dinner.
Progresso, it's what you're murdered for.
Exactly.
I can picture that.
Honey, what's for dinner?
I've had
Nah.
candles thrown at me. I can picture that, having cans thrown at you.
Now, Shepherd does the can
had
knock
a-
him in the head and make sure that he's dead. And then there's some carrots.
I had a wine glass thrown at
can
me
can.
one time, and I'd prefer a can, actually, I think. Because the wine glass shattered and some glass stuck in my ear.
I threw a hairbrush. Was that bad?
No, that's pretty good.
I caught a hairbrush.
I can't even see the bruise anymore, Lou. What?
All right, so the guy's dead. He got hit with some soup.
Well, I thought he was just attacked by my reaction, but apparently he's dead. Yes.
Yeah.
Poor guy's dead. She deserves
Way to
life in
dig deep.
prison.
Way to dig deep.
I'm just calling this shit in.
You know, when I was a kid,
Chris.
we'd have, because we didn't have a lot to do back in 1987. For fun, we'd have rock fights. We'd throw rocks at each other.
They did that at my school.
They did? I mean, can you imagine today?
I did that. I got a 3-pointed rock stuck in the back of my head when I was a kid. I was like 10.
It stuck in the back of your head?
Oh, yeah.
And it was fun. And I remember one time I pegged a kid with an apple. And I
Yeah,
saw
we
him
did
go
that
down.
too. Oh, yeah.
It brought joy to me.
Those green crab apple fights?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah. The kid goes down. I nailed him square in the nose, and I don't have a good arm, McRitchie. I'm sorry. What else we got?
Oh, that's great. That's memories.
I know you guys will. I know you guys
That
will
was
like
awesome.
this because a testicle-eating fish with human-like teeth
Ew.
was caught in New Jersey.
A fish?
It's a fish.
I've had
Was
some
it-
girlfriends that like.
What, they cage Snooki?
A fish, a native to the Amazon, and has a reputation for eating male genitalia, has been caught in New Jersey pond. The South American pacu, related to a
I know the
piranha,
fish.
was caught in the Swedes Lake. The pacu fish gained a reputation as testicle-eating fish after being featured on a 2011 episode of Animal Planet. They have considerable jaw power and human-like teeth, and they're strong enough to crack open tree nuts.
Not as good as some girls I've
Does
mixed
it
with.
say why they choose testicles and not just every other part?
Well, I was going to say, let's not confuse this with the other
It's
kind
like
of
pulling
nuts.
the grapes off the vine.
You know, while being reported for male castration, where victims bleed to death, typically the fish are vegetarians. So there's only been a few reported cases. But what
Like zero.
No, there's been a few reported cases. But how do these exotic fish end up in these lakes is that fish enthusiasts buy exotic fish, and then as they grow into, I guess, what they call tank busters, where they get over 3 feet, the owners want to release them into the wild rather than putting them down
Now,
humanely.
we're talking about my space. I actually own a company that is in this space here. And pacus, they do get very big. They do not eat balls. Prostitutes do.
Yeah.
If you pay them an extra 100. Yeah, we're fine. You can go in the water. You don't have to worry about a pacu swallowing your fucking cock. I can tell you that right now.
All right.
But these young ladies, and I'm off the single scene, they're all about the balls. I remember before I found the love of my life, that girl that we never say her name, a lot of the girls, they go right down for the balls, and I actually made a name for them. Ball suckers.
Yeah, ball suckers.
They weigh them. See if they're heavy with the
How,
juice of life.
How long did it take to come up with that damn name?
Yeah.
Women, I
Did you
guess.
guys have a think tank
No.
on that one?
Yeah, me and D-Rock, we talked about it. I was
Yeah.
like, what do we
Came up with
call
at least
this?
500 names at
We,
that point.
and like we made a list, and then we came up with it, and we were like, what do you call that? And it was ball suckers. A lot of the young ladies apparently like to suck on testicles.
They're fans of the sack.
They are. And
Are you
I
serious?
don't think
Yes!
they like it. I think they just watch too much porn.
They
Yeah.
love it. Yeah. They grab the shaft.
A lot of ball lickers up in this house.
And on that note, hit it. Look, peeps, maybe ball sucking isn't your thing. Maybe walking into your boyfriend and hearing someone tell you how you should handle that as he beats off and strokes it, and as Christine put it, releasing the soft swerve ice cream.
Self-serve buffet at the Dairy Queen.
Maybe we offended you.
I hope so.
Jimmy Dell, keep listening, pal. Share this with your other
You're a
old
star.
fogies.
Love you,
We
Jimmy.
We'll see you next podcast, peeps.
Microphone specialist.